to me by one of the officers here at the station. You have a minute to talk?
I do.
Okay, yeah, she called me and she was kind of just briefly just kind of telling me that you were trying to look for, I guess, resources or advice to get out of a situation that you're in right now.
Yes, I informed her. I just called the police department, the San Antonio Police Department, and I just was seeking information on a domestic abuse crisis that for someone that has affiliation with law enforcement. And I just don't
Okay.
understand. I don't really know avenues that I can take to flee the situation. I've been gang stalked in this crisis. He's had other counties take my freedom in schemes, and there's been my family has been getting harassed as well as myself. And I've had multiple different parties interrupt conversations I was having with people, including law enforcement. A lot of assaults, attacks, thefts, robberies, assault with a deadly weapon, ran off of the road in my vehicle, and all kind of other mayhem and madness, identity theft, hacked devices. So I'm just not, if the party is able to abuse power that they have over law enforcement, how do I strategize to flee a situation like that?
Have you filed for a protection order?
I've attempted multiple different times, and each time I've had law enforcement come interrupt me from getting a protection order. How do you get
How is
one?
that?
They come. What look at Frank Crowley? They have came two times. One time pushing and shoving me. I went to George Allen. The police interrupted me when I was in there speaking with someone. Then I came a second time to George Allen, and the person over the protection order said that she was instructed not to talk to me. And by Frank Crowley, she said Frank Crowley had just called her. That's evidence of stalking and someone premeditating my environments. Because if they had just called her, how would they know I was on my way over there? So she said that she had just got a call from Frank Crowley, and Frank Crowley told her to not talk to me and tell me anything, and she did not. So,
And was it through Bear County?
no, this was Frank Crowley's in Dallas. And then I went to two
Oh,
locations in
okay.
Fort Worth. I relocated. So I went to two different locations in Fort Worth, and the police department came. So I was with another friend that had an issue with someone harassing her, and I had already previously came, and since I went with her to support her, I figured since I was already there, I'd go ahead and get help. So the police came to interrupt me. She doesn't know about my lifestyle and how I get violated. So when the police department came a second time, I just left because I don't didn't want her to know how I get treated. So I left. So I've established a pattern of multiple different environments that the police department has came to interrupt protection orders. But I did call this particular location for information.
And when you have you filed tried to file online as well as in person?
Um, no, well, I have each time that if I do accidentally get help with a party or a phone call, they always deny the help. So
And
that's
have you
not.
ever filed a police report against him for any stalking or harassment? Have a paper trail of like any reports that have been made?
I'm getting prank calls on this brand new device. I just got my number changed.
But have you filed any police reports? Like you have a case number? Like have you went to like made a police report for harassment or
Yeah, I
things that
just,
have
I
happened?
just,
Have you made
I have, and the police are denying law enforcement. So that's not an avenue that I can take. So I'm sorry. What is your position?
I'm a victim advocate. I'm a victim advocate here at the San Antonio Police Department. Basically, what we do is we tell victims how to, go get a protection order, file a police report, so you have a paper trail. When you have the paper trail and you
Well,
file for a protection
I read
order,
online that there were advocates that would advocate for a party and actually call around and invest time to see why police weren't doing law enforcement and would advocate for
that's
that party. I read that happened online, but I've never seen it for 10 years. So there are some advocates that exist, but I've never seen them that actually call the police department and
no, we don't do that here at the
I know.
station.
I've
It's
never
not
seen it. I
what.
just don't really I'm not getting meeting the common ground to why I've called
Uh,
10 years to get help, knowledge and just never received it. How is it possible that I'm asking for resources on how to find that and I've never got it for 10 years?
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just telling what we do here is we
I
recommend
just
for
say you're a
people
victim's advocate
to
for the police department in San Antonio.
no, well, violence prevention program. We're with Metro Health, but we're stationed here
I'm
at
sorry,
the
you're with
police
who?
department.
You're with who?
I'm sorry?
You're with who?
Violence prevention, Metro Health. The victim advocates here at the police station are under Metro Health Violence Prevention. We're housed here at the police station.
I'm just. What is
Whenever there's
the relevancy of this call? What is the reasoning?
Well, the lady up front just asked me to call you to see if I can give you any resources, but you're saying that you've already tried filing for a protection order. You said you filed for police reports.
My question is,
So,
I called, and I've called 10 years. Is it impossible to escape someone that's able to abuse power they have over the police department? Is that a possibility? Is there any avenues that I can take to protect myself against someone that is able to abuse power that they have over the police department? As an advocate?
no, I mean, I would honestly, I would get legal experts. I'm not a legal support. I'm not a legal
I just don't
specialist.
understand if you're a victim's
I would
advocate.
probably
You're a victim's
a
advocate?
victim advocate. Yeah, victim advocate. I'm not a legal support. I just
It doesn't really make sense
resources.
for a victim advocate to not have any knowledge or direction or resources and just leave someone in abuse
Well,
years.
what I'm recommending you to do, you said you've already done. I would still continue to file a police report. If you have documentation on your phone that he's doing all these things, I will go file a police report and get a case number. When you have case numbers, that helps you get a protection order, but you would need case numbers and proof. So I would save all the documentation.
I have case numbers, but for the local entities have been denying me protection orders with the case numbers. The police department's denying investigation, and then they have the case numbers.
Do you have an attorney? Have you tried getting a lawyer or an attorney?
No, I'm blacklisted from attorneys. My device is being illegally monitored, and any kind of avenue for help, they're interrupting. But I did take my time out to get direction on what to do. Were these advocates that exist that call the police department and advocate for me? Where are they at? How do I get one?
In the city that you're in, I would call your
You don't
local
know what
police
city I'm in,
department and ask
ma'am.
for an advocate.
Do you know what city I'm in?
No, I do not, ma'am. What city
So-
are you in?
Well, you said in the city that you're in. I called this location.
Yes.
So
Okay, because you had an area code 469, so I wasn't quite sure if you were calling from someplace else.
no,
I'm sorry.
that's why I called. If I'm just not quite certain. Ma'am, I'm
Yeah.
just asking questions. We're redirecting the call. So if I call, I'm just.
that I can, ma'am.
I think we're trying to. You're deflecting. I don't know why you're starting an argument because I'm trying to get clarity.
No, ma'am.
A
I'm
victim's
just trying to
advocate.
give you some information, but you're not liking the information that I'm giving you. And
She's
it's probably
muted.
not
She didn't want to. She
satisfying
knew
because
my
you're saying you've
location,
done all the
and then
things
she's
that I'm
trying to
telling you
deflect and
do.
distract on why she
The only
assumed that I was
advocates that are going to do is they don't call police departments. They're going to give you addresses.
Ma'am, I
and
was
phone
asking
numbers
questions, and it's rude for you to deflect. Is there a particular reason why I'm being mistreated on this call?
No, you're not being mistreated, ma'am. I'm just
Okay,
trying
well,
to give you
I had a
information.
question, and then we're redirecting the call, but I'm just trying to get clarity on if I have a call this location, why you would redirect me back to another location, and I call this location.
Because I'm giving you the information that you need, but you're not wanting that. You're not liking the
I'm not quite sure
information.
why you would gaslight me,
Do
ma'am.
you want to file a police report here at San Antonio Police
So
Department?
you assume that I call this location. If you're unwilling, I call this location, and you're giving me resources, but you're unwilling to give me the resources. I'm not really understanding why you would mistreat me like this, ma'am. Are you denying me of assistance?
No, the resources I'm giving you is to go to the Bexar County Justice Center and file for a protection order. That's what we do here. That's the only information that we give here, is we recommend that you file for a protection order.
But I'm not really being heard as an advocate. Am I going to continue to be deprived of an advocate for all these years? Why? How
I
are
don't know
people?
what that means. What are you saying?
The advocate that calls calls the police department, gets on the phone. I had one briefly at an organization, but the police department talked to him, and then they stopped doing it. So I just
I can't respond on anything that's happened in the past. I'm just letting you know right now.
I'm just not quite certain if I'm telling a victim's advocate about my. I'm not really getting a lot of understanding because my calls seem to be emotionally abusive. If I can't tell you about what's happening, how are we supposed to build up a case? If I can't tell you a pattern of events. So
Okay,
in that kind of I'm just trying to get clarity, ma'am. It seems to be a disconnect. If I obviously can't tell you about future events, Reporting crimes would be the path.
I'm not a police officer, so you shouldn't tell me about the future. Do you
But
want me to put you on the phone
I'm
with a
just,
police officer and you can
I
file a
don't know
report
what
there?
to do, ma'am, because I called the police department. They wanted me to speak with you. I wanted information on how to combat someone that abuses power that he has over government officials in the police department. I
Well,
called
I'm
just
not
to
that
simply
kind of
get that.
advocate. I'm sorry. I'm not a lawyer or a legal expert. I couldn't tell you that. I can just tell you how to file a protection order.
Okay, so
Did
what,
you
you're
want me
a
to text
victim's
you that
advocate?
information?
You're a victim's advocate?
Correct. We don't go around calling and investigating. It's not that kind of advocate. We don't go
I'm
around
just
and
not
advocate
quite
and call
certain
and
on how it's
investigate.
been impossible to get details on how to get people accountable if my abuser is enlisting government officials
Well, I
into.
can just give you legal aid. Did you want me to just give you legal aid phone number?
I'm not quite certain on why you would deny me of assistance that you offer others there.
This is the assistance that we give here. This is the kind of service that we provide here. Did you want me to give you the information to legal aid?
You're not giving me a safety plan. You're not giving me information on my rights. You're not giving me resources to combat the abuser. You're
Ma'am,
not giving
I
me
am
information
trying
on
to
how to get
tell
a
you this,
protection
that
order.
I can give you legal aid. You said
I'm
you don't
trying to
want to file for
redirect the
protection
call
order.
and the
Someone's
purpose
trying to
of the
stop
reasoning of my
you.
call.
Do
I
you?
waited.
And I can
Are
give you
you
the
trying to take
information to
control of this
the.
call, ma'am, to exclude me from
I can
services that you give
also give
others?
you. No, I'm just trying to give you information. Did you
I'm
want the
trying.
battered
That's not
woman shelter
exactly.
information?
Did I need what?
The battered woman shelter information to
No,
be
I'm
in a
trying to get
shelter?
information on my rights and direction to flee an abuser that is enlisting government officials in his abuse and enlisting
Well,
them.
I'm just giving you the information to help you with that. Like I said, I can give you legal aid, shelter. I can get you to a safe place. And they have legal aid there as well at the shelter. They have legal experts there that can help you with that. Did you want me to text you that information?
Okay, so as a you're a crime victims advocate.
No, no, it's a crisis advocate, crisis victim. So when you're in crisis or a
Okay,
victim,
I'm
we can
not
help
really
you to get
sure
you
of
to shelter.
the.
Did you want me to give you
Okay,
the shelter
hold on, sir.
information?
Hold on, ma'am. Just 1 minute. So I'm not really sure of the services that you offer. So do you have a
I'm telling
website?
you,
I'm just. Do you have a website?
the Metro Health. Metro Health. You go to the Metro Health website. You go to San Antonio Metro Health
Okay, one
and
moment.
type in
Hold on, one moment.
violence
Hold, ma'am, just
prevention.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Metro Health Medical.
San Antonio Metro Health.
Okay, one moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at San Antonio Metro Health. Sexually transmitted diseases, health services. Am I in the wrong area?
So you put in violence prevention program.
San Antonio Metro Health. Okay, one moment. Okay, is that Family Violence Prevention Service?
Violence prevention program on City of San Antonio site. I can send you the link.
Yeah, my device is hacked and it gives me a hard time. This is why people don't like to use my devices. It's giving me. Can you give me the exact?
Do you have an email address? I can send you the link to click on it.
So have you ever heard of women that have their devices are hacked?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Have you ever heard of women when they're that have their abuser hacks their devices?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard them putting a location.
Okay, so
when they
they're safe phones. Have you heard of safe phones?
Safe phone, like burner phone, like a track phone.
I'm trying to get the education on the safe phones on how to get one. I heard that I'm not able to speak, ma'am. I'm trying to get direction on a safe phone that my abuser can't hack.
That would be something that, like the battered women's shelter, they would help you with that. Our program used to give out like the track phones, like a track phone. And the Metro Health doesn't have any more track phones because
that's the problem that I've been facing for 10 years. All locations don't seem to have these phones, and then so a lot of them have blatantly lied. So at Denton County Friends of the Family, they said that they don't supply that. They said it at Midcoast as well as every other location I'm at. So Denton County Friends of the Family got caught in a lie because they had just gave somebody else a phone. Then after they got caught in the lie, they said, "Oh, we ran out." I just don't. It's just not really making sense
Yeah,
on
this
why
program
people.
hasn't had any
You're a
for about a
domestic violence.
year. Probably the
You
battered
don't. You're
women's
not. That
shelter.
doesn't concern you. You don't.
Oh
I
no, it
thought you're
does,
supposed
but
to give support. I get psychologically abused with a lot of conversations. I just explain to people this happens at church. I'm trying to establish a pattern. You're not. You
okay.
don't think
Did
that
you have
that.
the email address? And did you want me to send you this link at your email address, ma'am?
Ma'am, you don't think that that's psychologically abusive when someone's reporting to you serious
Okay,
offenses and
ma'am.
they're distracting and
I
starting
have
arguments?
about 500 clients. Did you want me, because we're not getting anywhere, did you want me to text you this link or send you like an email
Then
with
you're
the
in San
link?
Antonio and I'm
Can you
being
give me that
mistreated in
information?
countries and all locations. I'm not going to say countries and all cities.
Okay, ma'am, I'm
Why
going to
would
have
you
to
call me and
disconnect
you
this
don't have
call.
time
I'm
to talk to me,
sorry.
ma'am?
So I'm going to disconnect this call, and if you want to give me your
You're
information,
denying
you
me
can give it to
assistance,
me
ma'am, in
now.
San
Can you give me
Antonio
your
too?
information?
Well, can you have
Can you,
someone else call me since you're denying assistance in the conspiracy? That's a felony charge, ma'am.
ma'am, can you please give me your email address so
I
I can
would like to
text you the
speak with someone
information?
else since you're denying assistance, ma'am. Since you're denying me assistance,
No,
I would like
I'm
to speak
giving
with
you the
someone.
information,
You're
and you're
not,
not
ma'am. You
taking
have to
it.
go before giving
Did
it
you
to
want
me.
the
I've
battered
experienced this
women's
years.
shelter information?
I don't want to be controlled, ma'am. I would like to have rights like everybody else because treating someone like this in conspiracy is a felony charge,
And did
ma'am.
you want me to send you information?
I would like to speak with someone that has the time to answer the questions and not try to redirect
Okay,
the
well
call
then
to
you
take
can
control
call
of it.
back. Let me give you the number to the main station here, and you can call and you can file a report and speak to an officer. They have officers here who will take your report. Okay.
Why didn't they do that initially, ma'am? They had me wait an hour for games. I've experienced this
I have
years. I'm just
no
trying to
idea
prove
why
it.
they didn't take your
What was your
report,
name?
ma'am, but I'm going to give you the
What's your
officer's
name?
phone number up front,
What's your name,
and
ma'am?
then you can call
You don't want me to
one
have your name,
second.
ma'am?
Leah. Oh, no, my name is Leah,
These people take an extensive
L-E-A.
amount of time to know what their
And
name is
then
and
I'm with
information, what
the
I've
San
called.
Antonio Violence Prevention Program, and
They used
I'm
to
here
send out
at the
police.
East
They would
Substation.
knock. They would scam that I was having a mental health crisis, and they would send out police just
And
from nowhere.
no,
And
we're
I'm
just
just
trying to help
out here
you.
knock, and I'm like, what in the world? The police department would come because they're furious. I'm trying to escape their abuse from nowhere just because I'm making calls on my
Right.
phone.
So call 210-207-7273. And that's the police number here, and you can file a police report. They can tell you how to file it. Can you come in and file a police
I
report?
just don't know where to go. You didn't give me any resources or anything, and I don't know why
Well,
I
I've given them
repeatedly.
to you.
You're
The
telling me
battered
to call
women's
the police
shelter, I can
department.
give you that number.
You're not letting me communicate as well as any other location. The reasoning behind my call.
The Bear County Justice Center, I can
You're
give you
trying to
that
take
number as
control of the
well.
call to exclude me from services and not get that felony charge. So can
So
you
did
let
you
me
get the
tell you?
non-emergency police number,
This is misconduct and
210
psychologically abusive for people to
207
be enlisted to do this, ma'am. You're scheming to keep me from telling you why I call to deprive me of assistance and not get caught.
And the battered women's shelter phone number is 210-733.
You don't think that
Are
this
you
is
writing it
rude,
down?
ma'am?
Battered women's children's
Are you able to hear me,
shelter.
ma'am? You're not muted, ma'am.
Well, I'm giving you the information, ma'am. If you don't take it, I can't help you.
You just gave me the number for the
So,
police department to file a report, and you wouldn't let me tell you why I called, and I've experienced this years. I'm just trying to prove it.
okay, so did you get the number to the police station so you can call and speak to an officer to take your report?
But that's
The
not why I
officers here
called
are
you,
not going to
ma'am.
block your
This
report.
is
The
a
officers here
psychologically
will not block
abusive to
your
experience
report.
this. Do you realize this? Is this how you treat all women?
It's 210-207. Did you get the phone number?
Ma'am, how are you giving me numbers? Why would people treat me like this location to
Because you
location?
need to make a police. It sounds like you need
I'm
to make
not
a
able to
police report.
communicate with you what I'm needing for you to give me numbers, and you won't let me tell you what I'm seeking.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to have to disconnect the call. I'm trying to give you legal aid, the battered women's shelter, the Bear County Justice Center, but you don't want any of the information.
This is a form of
So
psychological
when
abuse,
you're
ma'am.
ready to have that information, then you can call the police station and we can help you again, okay? All right, thank you, ma'am.
So they
Have a
do
good
this.
weekend.
So she's hung up without giving me
Go ahead
anything.
and borrow. I have this nest egg.
It's a form of psychological abuse.
So I tell them
My
I have
device is
$1,000
glitching and won't let me cut this off.
Pay me the money, and I didn't talk to him.
I have
for a whole
nothing.
year. That's
All
not
she
like
was
my-
successfully able to torment me like they've done years, prove we're doing it on purpose. I called San Antonio, Colorado, Alaska, 10 years. This is why I was forced in a tent. They would be way worse. It's deliberate psychological abuse, and the police department would come like they did at Red Roof Inn. And then just, I'm terrified. Because I'm calling on my phone trying to flee them, and they're abusing so much power to where they're knocking on the door. So now, since they got caught doing that, they're enlisting the hotels that I'm at because of course they haven't put me out. And since they haven't put me out in the scheme, they also thought, well, since we're abusing this much power, let's terrorize her at her hotel stay she's paying for. So they repeatedly kept coming, and then they are so sadistic they wanted me out of the hotels, and then they wanted me criminal trespass so I could never come back. Blacklisted me from shelters at hotels, hospitals, and shelters, and with family members. Thinking I'm safe with my family members? No. Let me show you this. So I'm at hotels, getting violated. The police department has came out to shelters in scams. Just came out from nowhere. You're having a mental crisis. Sent mental health people to my apartment with no reasoning. Just year after year. So I think that I'm safe with my family. Yes, again. So the police department comes out. Blatant lies at my sister's house. They start fidgeting and my sister starts hiding when I'm recording.
Kiana, and yours?
I'm watching R. Kelly because nobody would tell me how to flee a powerful abuser. So I'm watching Surviving R. Kelly.
And I called earlier for her to
They won't pick up any investigation. Slandering someone to take their freedom is criminal. False reports is criminal.
No, I'm saying who told you? Who told you?
So since I was recording, you're sitting there.
You know how they we're not coming back. I'm not even coming back.
So my sister used to be emotional, having meltdowns. She was the most afraid I've ever seen a human being my whole life. I don't know what was being done to her. And I said, is someone doing something to you? No, she could not barely even talk or breathe. But after going through this an extended amount of time, you normalize the insanity. At least you try to.
Have you contacted the sisters and they said it went through? Who told you?
He did this morning when I talked to him.
Who was he?
I'm not sure they gave me.
So a white warrant can only be done if you're a threat to yourself and others. I'm sitting there watching R. Kelly and have no idea what's going on.
And that they would come around, that they would leave around 1:35, 1:45, and come and get her.
Come get her.
I mean, we ran a name out through our system.
So I'm not going to spend enough.
I don't understand why people won't do law enforcement for me being pickpocketed. Why people won't do anything for interference with child custody. Why I have to keep enduring this. Why are we emphasizing on the mental illness? I got pickpocketed. Why won't you?
That's why I was there to begin with. I had no funds, no nothing, blacklisted from services.
What's going on with the interference of child custody? I would call CPS. I don't know why my family member, this is the second time she's done this. And then the other time she was in terror. What's your badge numbers in your name?
11819.
And your name?
Stacy.
And she's right. This is the second time that I have called for her to be picked up. The first time they came.
I had just got out of jail on false charges.
So what is a white warrant?
They came and they came without the person who they need.
So I don't understand why my family member would frame me for mental illness. I'm trying to watch R. Kelly, the powerful people abusing power. She knows that I've had guns pulled on me on my YouTube channel. I don't understand why I have been set up.
That was 3 years ago.
No, I just was threatened in the hospital 3 times. I told you that and you covered for it. We don't know why. We don't know.
You need to go be seen. No one covers for this.
Someone has threatened me. I have it recorded where the guy threatened me.
So let me pause this. Okay, that's why I need to go be seen. No one is covering. People don't go to the hospital, be forced to go into hospitals for having a mental illness. They're forced to go into hospitals when they're a threat to themselves and others. She's sending me to the hospital because none of my reports are real. I'm delusional. Well, that's not the pretense you can get sent to a mental hospital. But they did it.
We're deflecting officers on how I just got pickpocketed. We're deflecting on how I was just someone threatened to tase me on the train.
What was this?
Here recently, I have it recorded. It has a pattern. We're deflecting.
When recently? When did that?
It was in February. We're deflecting on how I went to one safe place, and then I was set up there for trying to get in a domestic violence place because I keep routinely being get threatened.
So
that
they got
someone pulled
spooked
a
this
gun at
time.
me, and I've been trapped on trains and buses. Why can't we talk about that? Why does my family want to emphasize on a mental illness, but we can't talk about how I keep getting violated? Why can't you figure out what has happened to terminate my rights as a parent?
Kiana, I told you what has happened with your rights as a parent.
She's
They
covering
said that
for
you
it.
were unfit.
How did they see it? Why didn't they present it with
That
anything?
he don't want her incriminating anyone, so he quickly interrupts her.
What police department are you with?
This is Dallas Police, man.
Which one? There's multiple different branches.
We work out of South Central. Listen what
South
I'm saying.
Central.
Listen
South
to what I'm
Central.
saying, man. So apparently you already made a report with the, well, you already got.
But we're deflecting on why that's going on, and my family member wants to claim that I'm mental illness.
Okay.
And then why didn't you do anything with the mail that was stolen?
Listen to
That
She
is a
stole
crime
mail.
to have tampering with mail.
So wait a
That's
minute,
felony.
I was being denied law enforcement. So I tried to advocate for myself. I wrote all over the United States. I got like $70 worth of stamps and envelopes. I got a fax. I stayed at Salvation Army Tyler. I did all this advocacy. I got on blogs. And I reported the United States all over. I got on the blogs and got attorneys. But since I was homeless, I had routed it to the address my sister stayed at. Because I was homeless and I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know my family was in cahoots at the time. So I went on this huge campaign, spent tons of money, faxed, did all this, got a copier, and never got one stitch of mail. I called the police on her. The police department covered for it. I went to the post office. The post office would not give me my mail. I called the police on the post office. Officer Barnett came. That was in another video where I was at the church getting violated. And they were reporting my hacked device. Let me show you. First, let me show you. This time, they got spooked because I was recording. So I know how they are, and I know the pattern. So my sister was behaving odd, going back and forth outside. So when she came back in, I immediately hit record to this.
Am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital? Am I going to the hospital?
This is
Why
at
am
my
I going to the
family.
hospital? Why am I going to the hospital? Am I going to the hospital? Why?
So it's March 13th. It was cold outside. They had all the windows down, wouldn't let me put my coat on, ignored me all the way to the hospital. First off, they didn't follow protocol. You have to be a threat to yourself and others. The person that my sister said I threatened wasn't there. The hospital wouldn't tell me why I was there for several days. They had to get their story straight. Then the hospital, Hickory Trail, where I got violated, someone came at me and I was being tortured there. They left this party in the environment. The policy is if there's an issue with the patient there, they're supposed to remove that patient, but they deliberately have these patients threaten me. And then they want my stays there to be toxic. So they'll set up someone to threaten me and then force me to be around that party. So in lines, this party would skip other people. And in the hospital, you can't skip people, but staff will let them do it. She'd skip other people to stand right next to me in line. It's a mind game. So I have to be forced in this hospital stay with someone that threatened me. In addition to that, I'm being mistreated in mind games with staff. They would say they would not give me shelter assistance, and then they would claim that I'm schizophrenic, and I'm telling them I'm there on blatant lies, and they would cover for it. Then the mental health party, they all would be in cahoots with having me trapped in this false commitment. And all these parties that are enlisted to cover for the false commitment, those are charges for each person. If I'm telling multiple different people, if I'm telling 10 people that I'm there on false pretenses and 10 people come cover for it, those are 10 charges. But it's been more than that. So some of these hotel stays, I was getting defrauded out of funds because they're making me leave hotel stays that I paid for. They did that on one whole block. Just came, location, just felony after felony, 5, 6 police, and they can't explain why they're there. The hotel did it. Why did they do it? They don't know. But leave. Okay. So this is the church where I was forced to live.
And your badge number?
I'm reporting my device was hacked.
What are we doing here, sweetie?
I just told you.
I know, but this is the third time you called the police today. It's the third time you called 911 today.
Yeah. Yeah, Williams. Are you
That's
trying to
Barnett.
intimidate me already and you just got here? Because I'm ready for police that do that to go to jail.
That's Barnett. That's the one who came to the post office.
Were you the one that was at the Keys Post Office when I tried to report they wouldn't give me my mail? And you wouldn't take the report?
She's
You look like the
lying.
lady
That
when
was
I
her.
would, because I put 4 holes
I
at the
went to
Keys
internal
location
affairs.
and they wouldn't give me my mail. Are you trying to, that's what I reported, that people bully me.
What's your name?
They're in
It's
another
Kiana
video
Clark.
following me.
Kiana, how would you spell Kiana?
It's Keyana, and trying to intimidate someone and try to bully them for trying
So
to
they never
report crimes is a
investigated the
crime
hack
on you.
device, which I was calling about. Because I was forced outside in the tent, and all these calls were mysterious, like this call. I was calling all over the United States. We're walking around, water moccasin, CPS worker calling me, covering for crimes. I'm being tortured, going into places, get out, and I don't know them. Food supply cut off, church members disrespecting me, gaslighting me, doing all kind of other things that are petty, that aren't realistic. Food pantries closing down upon my arrival. And when that's happening, I go to a store, they're yelling, get out. These church members that gave me a ride, witnesses stores depriving me of purchases 3-4 different times when I'm with them. Then when I'm riding with them, cars coming in all different directions and angles. The the bishop's window got busted out. Then he stopped giving me rides. He covered for whatever happened to his vehicle, how the window got busted out. But whatever happened to his car window, it made him stop giving me a ride. But it didn't matter because they denied me a purchase to the store I went to anyway. So I guess I'm done. I'm just trying to establish a pattern. I do want to communicate that since I went on that campaign, all my mail has been controlled. The government is so crooked, they're controlling my mail and depriving me of mail even when I'm in jail on false charges. I used to ride around. I don't even do it anymore. I rode all over the country, FBI. I would never get a response. So I'm just wasting postage. So the last false arrest, I just said, forget it. I'm going to write the abuser. I haven't been getting law enforcement 10 years. They're not doing anything. So I just wrote the abuser with a plea. This is my first time doing it. Can you please stop terrorizing me? You see these people keep covering for you. Can you please stop? So one day when I was in jail in Austin on the latest false arrest, they kept playing games, mind games, when I was trying to turn in the letters. So I tore up the letter. So then after I tore up the letter and I flushed it. So after I did that, they put me on lockdown for no reason. Why would the jail be mad? First off, they're not supposed to monitor me knowing that I'm tearing up this letter and flushing it. Because they kept playing mind games when I turned in the letter that I was trying to turn in the letters that I wrote him. He wanted the letter, but it was all about the mind games and torment. So when I was trying to give them the letter, they kept walking off. So I said, forget it. I'm going to flush it. So I tore it up in a rage. Nobody there because they walked off. I'm alone in my cell, tore it up in a rage, and flushed the letter. A little bit later, you're going on lockdown. What? Pack your stuff. What are you talking about? Pack your stuff right now. You're getting placed on lockdown. I promise. Anyone willing to do law enforcement. Why am I going on lockdown? We don't know. We don't know. Someone thought that you needed to be on lockdown. They think that you're in a mental crisis. Hell, I'm in here alone. When you go on lockdown, you have to do something. So since there's nothing that I was done, the scam was you're having a mental crisis. I'm talking to myself. So nonetheless, it was a blatant lie, but there's people that talk to themselves, keeping me up all hours, anyone willing to do law enforcement on purpose. They would rant and rage and threaten people that weren't there. It's a campaign that they used to torment me every time when I'm in jail on false charges. They enlist these inmates to play mind games every single time, unless it's in a tank to where I couldn't hear. They're ranting and raging, threatening people, keeping me up, disturbing me and harassing me with people cursing them out and threatening them that's not there. Every single false arrest for hours on hours. Sometimes they get hoarse because they've done it so long. But I've been living a long time, and I just find it highly peculiar that every single time I'm in jail, I'm set right next to someone that what they're really trying to do. Like when the jail staff does something, and then I start yelling why I want, like, and when I'm on my cycle, they'll withhold pads and tampons. I have a really high menstrual cycle and really heavy, so they would withhold pads and tampons. And then when I start ranting and saying, why won't you give me pads and tampons? Then these people will start interrupting and ranting to cover so other inmates won't know what I'm experiencing. They're really part of the smear campaign and cover up. But they have to establish a pattern that they are actually not targeting me. So then they rant and rage all the other time. And then when I'm talking, they drown me out, expressing what I'm going through with ranting and raving. So then when I'm ranting and raving that they're depriving me of pads, or if something's wrong with my food, or if they won't give me toilet tissue, or whatever issue the crooked jail staff has created for me, these ranting people will cover for their crimes and start ranting too at the same time, drowning me out speaking. So the reason why I'm taking this time out, I want you to see what I'm combating. How many people are enlisted to be in cahoots with my abuse. Okay, if you're still not getting it with the mail,
So he's denying
they
me
told
my
me to
mail.
come to mail call when I got my phone. Then he tries to come back. My phone's trying to cover for it. And you heard that it's trying to go dead from nowhere. So they told me to come for mail call. I did. It wasn't easy getting back there.
My mail? Okay.
We're not doing mail call. But he wouldn't say anything
So he's
to it until I
denying
got
me
my
my
phone.
mail.
Look at how rude he is. They told me to come back.
My mail?
We're not doing mail call and closing the door in my face. That's a felony.
So he's denying.
That's Oxford Street. Look at the date. I got multiple false arrests, crimes at CPS, something at the federal building with the conspiracy reporting that. I have all kind of vital mail all over the place. I've applied for housing on my own. They wouldn't give me assistance, threats, all kind of things going on, and they would not give me one stitch of mail, as well as my sister and the whole post office. I put 4 holes at the location my sister wouldn't give me mail at, and the post office would not honor it. They had me come again for mail call. They told me to come.
I'm recorded again. No mail pickup today again.
Look at how they're treating me.
He slammed the door. Clearly, because that's a felony. Y'all have done many felonies. I'm recorded again. No mail pickup today again. He slammed the door.
My device is glitching, shutting windows and all kind of things on its own. I'm trying to show the police. The police are behind my hacked device. Let me open it, try to do it again. Okay.
Haven't talked to me, period.
So I'm reporting the shelter. They stole clothes, all kind of other things.
Okay?
What are you talking about?
You're on the verge of being banned out of here.
Okay, so you want doing a police report? You're doing committing a crime right now, violating my civil rights? Sir?
So I'm getting this
Are you
license
trying
plate
to
number.
intimidate me, harass me? I heard that was up to 10 years on the FBI
So he
page.
slanders me about crimes they're
And it's
committing
worse
with
when people with
transit.
badges do it.
Man, let me tell you something. You're fixing to go to jail for staying in the street. You need to get
I'm trying to talk to you. I've been waiting a long time to do a police report, and I thought it was crime for you to hinder evidence and violate civil rights, and you wouldn't write your name down.
Okay, it closed on its own. Okay, so now I'm trying to play other police videos. And it's supposed to light up. It's glitching. And let me go back. Okay, it's highlighted. It's supposed to give me an option to open up this window. It won't give me the option. It's making it difficult for me to play this other police misconduct. So it's glitching and I can't play the videos. I closed out the window and tried to reopen it.
My mail.
So I'll go to the post office. I've called the police at another post office on Keys. They cover for that. So I try to go to another environment that I don't feel is being influenced. So this environment, since they're illegally monitoring me and in contacting my environments to be in cahoots, this is what happened with me trying to report the postal
that I have had missing mail for over a year, and he's covering for it and won't give me the address. I asked him for the address to go to. Steve won't tell me the address, and the problem of it is I went to the Keys location in multiple locations, and they keep covering for the federal offense, the felony.
I just have a question.
So they keep calling the police on me.
He's calling the police on me because I'm trying to
being committed up
trying to
against
report
me.
postal crimes.
Someone has these people thinking that they can call the police and cover for their crimes. So I'm just recording Steve because he knows that it's been over a year and I can't get my mail, and he's covering for it. So I want it to end and people to start going to jail.
So He wasn't calling for
Maybe they
me
can help me with my
to
mail,
get
if
my
we can't
mail,
have the
but he's
postal
calling them
police.
on me for reporting
Because he
postal
wouldn't
crimes.
call the police before, and if a whole post office has an interest in me not getting my mail, they shouldn't cover for big time criminals.
So I recorded it. The police indeed came to take a report on me for trying to report postal crimes. So my device glitched to cover for it. You think it's a game? Let me show you something. Okay, so this man right here on this particular incident, had just reported postal crimes to the police. So this is vital mail. This is CPS cases, civil cases, targeted, crucial mail that I'm not getting. Attorney representation. I have just done a campaign. This mail is fighting for we're talking about FBI, CIA events. And I didn't get one stitch of mail. All kind of family violence programs, government witness programs, serious critical mail. So I remember this man that was trying to give me a criminal trespass from me. I was new to this. I just knew baskets and all kind of weird experiences at this Tom Thumb that me and the gang stalker friend went to. How do I know they act mentally ill? So we had an event planned. So she says, let me go use the bathroom, and never came back. And I'm targeted and I'm trying to, not be violated because I want a witness. So she went to go use the bathroom and then come back. These gang stalker friends do. That's not the only one that behaved like that. So another friend said that he got lost and then went back he had my money. A Subway wouldn't let me make a purchase. And then I told him to go in and make the purchase. And then something weird, he had my money and he said he got lost. So this weird friend says that she got lost using the bathroom and just left. But I'm waiting on her an hour. That's how I know that they're gang stalker friends. So nonetheless, I was with the gang stalker friend and being violated in the Tom Thumb. And he's trying to give me a criminal trespass and for no reasoning. So I can't come back to the store with this gang stalker friend.
Man.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're not very helpful, Putman.
I'm at the post office trying to get my mail.
What you need?
I thought you gave me a criminal trespass somewhere. You look completely
It
different.
was at the Tom Thumb.
No. So you've been trespassed in multiple places?
Well, out of corruption, I was telling you that.
Okay. Well,
But I
you
mean,
told me that. I just got here.
No, at
That
another
was him
location.
at the Tom
Oh, ma'am,
Thumb.
I haven't
Okay.
met you before.
Well, okay, you just look like someone else, and you weren't. They definitely weren't postal police.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on here. This is getting pretty weird.
Pretty weird?
Yeah, pretty weird. So I can kind of imagine where this is going to go.
Okay, sir.
Well, I reported to her that I did 2 certified letters. They never got.
To the
There's something going on
justice of the
that I sent. I was explaining that.
I just did a certified letter. I paid $80. I thought I was being overcharged and defrauded out of funds because I never heard of a certified letter that expensive, but they did. They defrauded me out of funds left and right. So it was to the Department of Justice. They didn't get it, and I did another certified letter. So the certified letter, it was, they were supposed to sign for it, and they never did. And I paid $80-something.
Oh, no, that's fine. I got to stay in the, I don't.
They want to get away from
I was
witnesses.
with someone. I waited on my right.
We're trying to get away from the door.
Oh, okay, let's get over here. Okay.
I don't care where we go.
Oh, okay, away from the door. So, I had 2 certified letters that I mailed
Received that you mailed.
to mail, and they never got them, and the post office wouldn't give me a refund. Then I put 4 holes at the Keys location.
I'm sorry, say that again.
4 holes on the mail for at the Keys location.
Yeah, okay.
Right, 4 holes. They would not honor them, period. Then the people that had the address that my mail was going through, I got a really wealthy abuser that's very powerful. They're terrified to give me my mail because he told them not to. Okay, so I called the police on them, and the police cover for it. This has been going on 2 years that I can't get back.
Dallas police?
Yes, I called Dallas police. They covered for it. I went to 4 times at the post office.
How do they cover it for you?
They wouldn't do a report. It's a felony. It's a crime. You can't withhold someone's mail.
Post office held it. Post office held it?
Well, post office and regular people and the police department because they cover for it. But you're the postal police. Carrollton. Are you going to cover for it? Because they did the same thing. I tried to report to them that I'm not getting my mail, and they called you to cover for it.
Okay.
Well, they called us because apparently, I guess you were making this.
Right, that's what, but I already notified the feds. It's a no-brainer. Who asked what a disturbance is committing crimes and thinking you can call the police department to cover for it.
Well, if you notified the feds and the postal inspectors, they're the ones that would handle any type of crime.
Well, we need to get into, we don't need people, gangsters coming into the property trying to run the post office. So I don't know who that is that got offended when I wanted to know where my mail was. And that's your responsibility as the police department to make sure that she's a legitimate employee.
What do you need today, ma'am?
Are you covering for it?
I'm asking you what you need today.
I have just told him
want to
about that
report the 3
insanity.
crimes of me not getting my mail and don't want
He
people.
has already came to a thumb and gave me a criminal trespass and corruption.
Coming to me covering for it.
Okay, I don't really understand what you're saying.
I think you do.
don't
Are
understand.
you on medication?
I'm on medication.
No, but
gas
the
lit.
feds know.
Okay, well then call back. The feds give you a report number or a name?
Trying to be funny.
Well,
Did the
maybe they're
feds
going to
give
give people I thought tampering with evidence was a
So
felony.
he gives me a criminal
Okay, well, if
trespass.
you've already contacted them, reach
Well, I
back
thought
out to them.
Pittman that I don't even think you're real police. I don't know
At
how
this
you're
time,
doing
I
it.
don't know what's going
Because
on.
I don't think I was in Carrollton to do this, but I recognize both of you.
Okay, well, I guess I'll
So what you do is you guys criminals just come on. I don't know how you're doing it if you're real police. That's why they can never find the police report. So your job is to rough me up for wanting services, mistreat me and bully me and try to scare me, and then ask me if I'm on medication to cover for the crimes.
Tell them to criminal
It's
trespass.
a lie. It's not really criminal trespass.
Tell
So
them
they're
to
wanting another
criminal trespass.
because that's what they're supposed to do.
You had multiple criminal trespass.
He already did this
No,
at
I have
some
multiple
time.
criminals, and I don't. It's not a real criminal trespass. You're covering for crimes by trying to write a
The
criminal
police
trespass.
department
This
is
is going to be
doing
the one of the 400th.
So now my views have went down. This is how he lashes out. Any kind of way, the glitches with my Bible app, glitches with my YouTube channel, just felony after felony unaddressed. You know when something is abnormal. And each time he's upset and I'm exposing things that he don't want me exposing, this happens with my channel. And I know that it's something amiss because the views have went down. And it's like the views are being hidden for mind games. So, it's early in the morning. I've had a lot of glitches and, I still can't get on the Bible app. I'm really disappointed in that everything that I do is manipulated and friction and chaos is caused in every direction. I feel like I'm being controlled and railroaded. And I think parties get off on that ability to control and violate all environments and force me into an experience that if I had choices, I would choose not to be in. I can't think of anything else that I need to communicate. We have family members being controlled. We have the felony crime of controlling someone's mail in multiple different environments. Shelters do this. My mail, I don't think you really understand. It's probably being controlled here too. Do you know how many felonies this would be? This is why they're going through this extreme. Okay, I don't know how long it will take for this to upload on this brand new device.